we have to make an agreement. Whenever we are going to say variables in Rust, you have to understand by default they are immutable. This is one of many uh, weird thing about Rust, that when you're writing your code in a way that it helps you in taking the advantage of safety and easy concurrency what Rust offers. However, you still have the option to make your variable mutable, but by default, they are immutable. And today we are going to understand why Rust encourage the immutability, and why sometimes you might want to opt out. So let's write a program where we'll see how to initialize a variable. So it starts with the let keyword, and then your variable again, and then followed by the value. So this, if you can see, it's pretty much straightforward, just like Python. And let's also do one thing. Let's print this print ln, and then print the value of x is, just like Python, and put the value over here. Perfect. Now let's run cargo, and the value of x system. This is what we have in node, but let me do one weird thing over here, and let me try to change the value of x to 20. What do you think what will happen? So I just told you that this by default it is immutable. Does something comes to your mind what is going to happen over here? If you are guessing that we are going to get an error, then let's see that error. Yes, we are getting an error. And the beautiful thing about Rust is they really explain you very well what wrong you are doing. So they are saying first assignment to X happen over here, which is fine, no problem in that. You can create a variable for the first time. Now you cannot assign twice to an immutable variable. Immutable variable, but we haven't said anything over here. By default, as I remember, by default, Rust says that every variable is immutable. So that's why we can't do this. Now they have given a help suggestion. Consider making this binding mutable. Okay, so if I follow their suggestion, let's add mute and see can are we able to run our program. Perfect. The program this time executed, although there is a warning, and it's very good. Now the memory safety is kicking in. It says X, there's a yellowish warning, a value of is assigned and never read. We have read over here, but we haven't done anything with it. We have just assigned the value. Maybe it is overwritten before. So they are asking us to take some steps over here. And to avoid those errors, we can do a simple thing. Let's just copy and then paste and again run it. This time you'll see two different values, and that's just perfect. So was I able to convey the concept to your mind? I believe yes. Just remember, by default, everything is immutable in Rust. Now, what about constant? Like immutable variables, constant values are bound to a name and are not allowed to change. But there are few difference between constants and variables. So first, you are not allowed to use mute with constant. Constant are not just immutable by default. They are always immutable. So if you are declaring a const with the keyword const instead of let, then you can't do this. Mute. There's constant and it's not going to be changed. So constant can be declared in any scope, including the global, which makes useful for many parts of code need to know about your programs need to know about certain things. So this is where Rust concept comes in, which is called shadowing. You can declare a new variable with the same name as previous variable, and When this happens in Rust, the first variable, we call it, the first variable is shadowed by the second, which means that the second variable is what compiler sees when you use the name of the variable. So in effect, the second variables overshadows the first. We can shadow a variable using the same variable name and repeating the use of let keyword. So watch this. So we can do let again, and then now we can, here I'm going to shadow x with the value x plus 10, and then we can just, so now let's mail this out, cargo, and you see 20, 10 plus 10 is 20. So this program first binds x to the value of 5, then it creates a new variable by repeating let x is equals to, taking the original value and then adding 10 to it. So what I am saying here, they are still immutable. Shadowing is different from making variable as mute, because we will get a compile time error if we accidentally try to reassign variable without using let keyword. By using let, we can perform few transformation on variable, but the variable can be immutable after those transformation have been completed.